Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Paul Hollywood. Paul John Hollywood is an English celebrity chef best known for being a judge on the Great British Bake Off. He began his career at his father's bakery as a teenager and went on to serve as head baker at a number of hotels around Britain and internationally. After returning from working in Cyprus, Hollywood began appearing in guest spots on a number of British television programs on both BBC and ITV. Early life, education and early career. Paul John Hollywood was born in 1966 in Wallasey on the Wirral in Merseyside, the son of bakery proprietor John F. Hollywood and Gillian M. Harmon. His grandfather was head baker at the Adelphi Hotel in Liverpool. He was a pupil at the Mosslands School. Hollywood studied sculpture at the Wallasey School of Art, but quit the course to start work as a baker. He first worked in his father's bakery in York, and then in other bakeries on Merseyside. He eventually went on to become head baker at a number of hotels including the Dorchester, Chester, Grosvenor and Spa and the Cliveden Hotel. He then left the UK for Cyprus, where he worked at 2 resorts. Television and media career. Hollywood has appeared in guest spots on a number of television programs, including BBC One's The Generation Game, The Heaven and Earth Show and ITV's This Morning, and The Alan Titchmarsh Show. Since the show launched in 2010, Hollywood has been a judge on the BBC programme The Great British Bake Off. In this capacity, he has been described as the antidote to judges such as Len Goodman or Simon Cowell in other reality television programs on account of his straightforward and honest manner, and because his judging is restricted purely to the finished product. His partnership with Mary Berry has been described in The Guardian as being the secret weapon of the show and potentially one of the best judging combinations to have appeared on reality television. In September 2016, Love Productions agreed to a 3-year deal to move the show from the BBC to Channel 4. Hosts Mel Giedroyce and Sue Perkins announced that they would not be moving to the new network, followed shortly after by Berry. On the same day as Berry, Hollywood announced that he would be staying with the show. The Gourmand World Cookbook Awards named his 2005 book 100 Great Breads as the top bread and pastry book for that year. In 2008, Hollywood created an almond and Roquefort sourdough recipe that was said to be the most expensive bread in Britain. The Roquefort is supplied from a specialist in France at £15 per kilo, while the flour for the bread is made by a miller in Wiltshire. Hollywood describes it as a Rolls-Royce of loaves. Hollywood is a guest speaker at several food festivals, including the Cumbrian Food Festival and the BBC Good Food Show and the Cake and Bake Show, both in London. In May 2013, Hollywood began appearing as a judge on the American baking competition on CBS. Hollywood has also starred in Sadie J. A. children's television program. In 2013, he presented Paul Hollywood's Bread on BBC Two, in which he gave advice on recipes for different types of bread. However, also featured on the series were recipes for some cakes such as the Danish pastry. He also presented Paul Hollywood's Pies and Puds, a cookery television series on BBC One. In August 2015, Hollywood was featured on the BBC Genealogy documentary series Who Do You Think You Are? The program revealed that his grandfather Norman Harmon, who served in the army during World War II, saw action in the Tunisia campaign and at the Battle of Anzio, and that his great-great-grandfather Kenneth Mackenzie had been a policeman in the City of Glasgow Police in the 1850s. Hollywood's great-great-great-grandfather Donald Mackenzie had been a crofter in Poolew, Wester Ross. Donald had also been a post runner between Poolew and Dingwall. where he delivered post on foot over a distance of 60 miles. He covered this distance every week. During his 40s on foot for over a decade, he lived into his 80s. In May and June 2017 he presented Paul Hollywood's Big Continental Road Trip. In December 2017 Hollywood will appear as a judge on the Great American Baking Show, the second incarnation of the GBBO series in the United States. Motor racing. In 2015 Hollywood began his racing career, making his debut in the Beechdene Amra Aston Martin Vantage GT4. Hollywood raced with Andrew Howard, founder of Beechdene Dairies. The pair qualified second in the Brickyard Trophy Championship's first round at Silverstone, taking second in class in both races. Hollywood also competed at Le Mans in 2015, in the Aston Martin Festival. Hollywood has also competed in GT Cup with Johnny Adam, and finished first in class. Hollywood entered the British GT Championship in 2016, and competed in the last 3 rounds. Jamie Chadwick was his driving partner. Personal life. Hollywood met his future wife Alexandra in Cyprus, where he was a head baker at a 5-star hotel, and she was a scuba diving instructor. They later married in Cyprus. Their only child, a son, was born in October 2001. Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Would you like to know more?